previous video, we had studied that if a value y is increased to x percent, if y is increased to x percent, then the new value becomes how much? 100 plus x. Here we are increasing the value. Okay, here we are increasing the value to x percent, then the new value becomes 100 plus x divided by 100 into your original value. Clear? Similarly, if y is decreased by x percent, so when you are decreasing a value, this means you shall be subtracting. Here we added, here we will be subtracting, here we will be subtracting the value. So our new value here, will be equal to how much? Will be equal to the same formula, 100 minus x percent, here x percent. Okay, this is my percentage by 100 into y. So when we have decreased value, then in the original formula we need to put a minus sign over here. Now let us take number 3. It is very short, so please keep concentrating. So in number 3, what we have? We are decrease 80 by 20%. Okay, decrease 80 by 20%. Okay, so we will do by both the methods as we had dealt in the previous one. Here we will be finding 80%, 20% of 80, 20% of 80. The 20% of 80 will be how much? Will be equal to 16. Now since you are decreasing a value, you are decreasing the value. Remember that here you have decrease, so do not get confused when you have decrease or increase. So since you are decreasing the value, then in that case we will be subtracting the 16 from 80. So 16 subtracted from 80 will give you 64 as your solution. Now here we are decreasing 80 by 20%. So when we are decreasing 80 by 20%, then in that case, as I said, that percent is already 100. So when percent is already 100, this means what? That when you decrease it by 20%, so your value will be 80% of the original value. So the decreased value will be equal to 80% of 80. To 80% of 80, let us see that how much will I get? 0, 0, 0, 0 will give you 64. The same thing that we got over here. Okay, this was the old method, this was the formula method. I said both will fetch you the same marks, but you need to know both of them. Clear? Decrease 300 by 10%. Okay, decrease decrease 300 by 10%. Okay, so we'll find 10%. 10% of this 300 means 10 by 100 of 300 will give you 30. Now since you are decreasing the value, see over here, you are decreasing the value, therefore from 300 decreased value, so the decreased value will be equal to 300 minus 30. So 300 minus 30 will give you 270. Very simple. Now, let us find the same thing using the formula method. And as I said that when you are talking about percent, then it means 100. When you are decreasing it by 10% means your original value will be 90%. The new value will be 90% of the original value. Therefore, decreased value will be 90% of 300. So when you will do some cancellation, you will get 270. Where lies the problem? Just you tell me, where lies the problem? Okay, both will fetch you marks, but when we will be dealing the next sum which will involve x, then at that time we can save lots and lots of time, as well as our brain, okay, using, so that we do not use it unnecessarily. In number 3 we have decrease 50 by 12.5%. okay, decrease 50 by 12.5%. Let us find 12.5% of 50. So 12.5 percentage of 50 will give you how much? So let us solve it. Okay, by cancelling this x. Okay, 5 2 times. So I'll get how much? I'll get 12.5 divided by 2, which will be equal to 6.25. Now, since you are decreasing a value, decreasing a value by 12 points, therefore the new value will be equal to 50 minus 6.25. So 50 minus 6.25 will be equal to 43.75. I think you know how to subtract. Okay, at least you know this. Okay, come on. So once again we will be using our new method, but that is the formula method, by considering considering percent already means 100. In this we are decreasing it by 12.5%. 12.5. We are decreasing the value. So when we are decreasing the value, then 100, okay, 100 minus 12.5 will give you 87.5%. Matlab, if you will find 87.5% of 50, then you will get this value. Let us check. Okay, let us check. 5 2 times. Okay, 5 2 times will give you how much? 87.5 by 2. So 87.5 by 2, 2 4 times, 2 3 times, then 7 times and 5 times, 43.75. So once again, let me tell you, both will fetch you marks, but you have to know this method also as well as this method also. Next, we shall be dealing with question number 4 in order to get a better concept of this particular percentage. Thank you.